Welcome back. Libyan forces loyal to rebel General Khalifa Haftar say they have launched airstrikes on an airbase in Misrata. In a statement posted on Facebook, the LNA says the airstrikes targeted anti-air defenses as well as a Turkish aircraft transporting ammunition, drones and missiles. Forces loyal to the UN-recognized Government of National Accord did not immediately confirm or deny the reported attack. On Sunday, at least 42 people died in a drone strike by General Haftar's forces, which hit a town hall meeting in the town of Mirzuk. In June, 44 people were killed by another strike by General Haftar's forces on a migrant detention center on the outskirts of the capital, Tripoli. In Somalia, some citizens are proposing the use of polygraph tests to detect al-Shabaab moles after a suicide attack killed the mayor of Mogadishu and at least 6 others. It is alleged that the female suicide bomber responsible for the attack was working for the local administration in the capital, and social media users are outraged at the possibility of the existence of a network of al-Shabaab spies. Somalia's President Mohamed Abdullahi Mohamed held a meeting a day after the attack on July 24 and for the first time admitted the existence of al-Shabaab collaborators within the government. A former spy boss in the country also tweeted that his agency handed over a list of al-Shabaab moles to the president almost 2 years ago. The lie detector test suggestion is being debated on Twitter, with some users saying it would be good for government security. Now, with the unemployment rate climbing to its highest levels since 2008, 6.7 million South Africans are struggling to put food on the table. A Labour Force survey indicates that more job cuts across a host of sectors are set to continue into the next few years.
The increase in joblessness was preceded by a sharp rise in jobless claims from the Unemployment Insurance Fund, UIF, between 2018 and 2019. Claims rose 21% to 9.2 billion rand. Job cuts across a host of sectors are set to continue into the next few years. On Tuesday last week, state power firm Eskom reported a more than 20 billion rand annual loss, making mooted staff cuts in the region of 7,000 almost inevitable. At a 2018 job summit that formed the centerpiece of his recovery pledge, Ramaphosa promised to create 100,000 new jobs, but analysts doubt he can achieve the target. Nomsa Magona once worked. He has been unable to find a job in the last 6 months. The mother of 6 depends primarily on government grants to provide for her children.
It's painful because every time, sometimes my children anginakho ukuthi bathengele ukudla just because of I don't have money to buy them food. So it's painful because every time, you know, abantwana bafuna ukudla, ne? Mabalambile, mama silambile. I have to go to the plan with abantwana badla.
It's month end, now I have to be looking for specials. My little brothers get a son, I have to go buy nappies, I have to be looking specials, I have to go buy food. I mean, I'm the only sole breadwinner at the age of 30. Or else it's traumatic. I'm looking after 2 21-year-olds and a 1-year-old. And, well, the house chores, and without an income, it's not easy. Like I say, certain things, they get emotionally exhausting.
Last month, 2 ratings firms warned of the impact on an already dire economic growth outlook of the 59 billion rand bailout for state power firm Eskom, sending the rand tumbling and raising the price of debt. That added to pressure coming from Ramaphosa's political battles with factions inside the ruling African National Congress, further diminishing growth prospects in the continent's most industrialized economy.
I think South Africa has been growing structurally like a developed country. So the sectors that have been growing fast have been sectors like the finance sector, construction sectors, and these sectors belong to the non-tradable sectors. So these are sectors that cannot be traded and we can't get revenues from them. So if we grew with agriculture, we prioritize agriculture, mining and manufacturing, these are high labor absorbing sectors. They don't require the high skills. They're export-driven, and we get revenues from them. So it's a win-win, situation, and that's not the discussion we're having.
Labour unions, which supported Ramaphosa's campaign, have threatened to embark on strikes over retrenchments. The ruling ANC gave tentative support of the Reserve Bank's mandate last week, but said it wanted it nationalized, a move the bank's governor has warned was scaring off investors.
Now, do you think cycling on the road is fun? What about cycling on water? Well, just like riding a bike, Egyptians are cycling on the Nile River through a platform called Nile Bike. Take a look.
Sitting in the middle of the water, Mahab Ahmed moves the pedals to create the force that throttles her forward as she cycles on a water bicycle. To cycle while surrounded by water on all sides, the bicycle is specially fitted with floaters so it can be used on water. Ahmed, who brought the outdoor activity to Cairo through Nile Bike, says any bicycle could be turned into a water bike.
I wanted to start something new in Egypt. I was thinking of a project and I saw that a lot of people were starting food businesses, but I wanted people to move and I wanted to do something that I personally enjoy. So when I saw how it made me happy, I wanted to make others happy through it.
Ahmed learned that people in Italy were using water bikes and decided to import some sets to start her business.
When I introduced it to Egypt, the main challenges I faced were related to the nature of the Nile itself. We have tried it both in the Nile and in the sea, and it was fine in both cases. There were no problems, but due to the nature of the Nile, because of the trash or plastic, not all places work. The current may be strong one day and not so strong the other day. So the nature of the Nile changes every day, and that is the only challenge we face.
While the activity looks just like riding an ordinary bike, customer Sarah Abdulaziz says it is not quite like cycling on the ground.
At first, I was terrified because I thought it was like riding a bike, like we usually do on the ground. But I felt that with the bike on the water, that I could drown or something. But it turned out to be easy and not tricky at all.
The business charges 100 Egyptian pounds for half an hour cycling in the water. The activity means that cyclists in Egypt no longer have to stop at the water's edge and allow people to work out with the calm waters of the Nile as their backdrop.
Just make sure you know how to swim before trying that. And that's the program today. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Teniola Shubuali.